Throughout history, political figures, activists, and leaders have often become targets of assassination, leaving profound impacts on societies and altering the course of events. These assassinations, driven by political motivations, ideological differences, and deep-seated animosities, have resulted in significant shifts in power and sparked widespread repercussions. The loss of influential leaders has led to political instability, social upheaval, and in some cases, the outbreak of war. The reasons behind these assassinations range from nationalist fervor in opposition to peace efforts to racial and religious tensions. Each of these tragic events has left an indelible mark on history, demonstrating the far-reaching consequences of violent political actions and the enduring legacies of those whose lives were cut short. Malcolm X. Malcolm X was a prominent civil rights leader who was assassinated on February 21, 1965, in New York City. His assassination marked a significant blow to the civil rights movement. Malcolm X was shot 21 times by members of the Nation of Islam during a speech at the Audubon Ballroom. His death underscored the internal conflicts within the movement and highlighted the intense opposition faced by advocates for racial equality. The impact of Malcolm X's assassination was profound, galvanizing supporters and sparking further activism. His legacy continues to influence discussions on race, justice, and equality in the United States, serving as a powerful reminder of the struggles and sacrifices made in the fight for civil rights. John Lennon. On December 8, 1980, musician John Lennon was shot by Mark David Chapman outside his apartment in New York City. Lennon's assassination was significant due to his influence as a member of the Beatles and his impact on music and popular culture. Chapman, who was obsessed with Lennon, shot him 4 times in the back. Lennon's death sent shockwaves around the world, highlighting issues of celebrity obsession and gun violence. The assassination ended the life of a cultural icon and left a lasting impact on the music industry and millions of fans globally. Lennon's message of peace and love was abruptly silenced, and his murder remains one of the most tragic events in music history. Benazir Bhutto. Benazir Bhutto, former Prime Minister of Pakistan, was assassinated on December 27, 2007, in Rawalpindi. She was killed in a suicide bombing and shooting attack after a political rally. Bhutto was a significant figure in Pakistani politics and the first woman to lead a Muslim-majority country. Her assassination underscored the volatile political climate in the country and the threats posed by extremist groups. The attack resulted in 24 other fatalities and numerous injuries. Bhutto's death created a vacuum in Pakistani politics and highlighted the ongoing struggle for democracy and stability in the region. Her legacy is marked by her efforts to modernize the country and her fight against dictatorship. Julius Caesar. On March 15, 44 BC, Roman dictator Julius Caesar was assassinated by a group of Roman senators, including Brutus and Cassius, in the theater of Pompey. The assassination was motivated by fears that Caesar was becoming too powerful and threatening the Republic's principles. Caesar's death marked a pivotal moment in Roman history, leading to the end of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire under Augustus. The event is famously known as the Ides of March, symbolizing the consequences of political betrayal and ambition. Caesar's assassination was a dramatic turning point, highlighting the intense power struggles and the fragile nature of Roman political life. Yitzhak Rabin. Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated on November 4, 1995, in Tel Aviv by Yigal Amir, a right-wing extremist opposed to Rabin's peace efforts with the Palestinians. Rabin's assassination was significant as it disrupted the Israeli-Palestinian peace process and highlighted the deep divisions within Israeli society. Rabin had been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1994 for his efforts in the Oslo Accords. His death underscored the challenges of achieving peace in the Middle East and the impact of political violence on the peace process. Rabin's assassination was a blow to the hopes of many for a peaceful resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, marking a setback in efforts to end decades of violence. Martin Luther King Jr. Civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on April 4, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee by James Earl Ray. King's assassination was a significant blow to the civil rights movement, which he had led with his advocacy for nonviolent protest. His death sparked riots across the United States and led to an outpouring of grief and calls for continued progress in civil rights. King's legacy includes his pivotal role in ending legal segregation and his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech, which remains a symbol of the fight for equality and justice. His assassination highlighted the ongoing struggle against racial injustice and the profound impact of his leadership. Mahatma Gandhi. On January 30, 1948, Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated by Nathuram Godse in New Delhi. Gandhi, a leader of the Indian independence movement against British rule, was known for his philosophy of nonviolence. Godse, a Hindu nationalist, opposed Gandhi's efforts to reconcile Hindus and Muslims. Gandhi's assassination shocked the world and highlighted the tensions within India following its independence. His legacy of nonviolent resistance influenced civil rights movements globally, and his death marked the loss of a pivotal figure in the struggle for peace and justice. Gandhi's commitment to nonviolence and civil disobedience inspired movements for social change worldwide. Abraham Lincoln. On April 14, 1865, President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. Lincoln's assassination occurred just days after the end of the Civil War, during a time of national healing. Booth, a Confederate sympathizer, believed he was avenging the South. Lincoln's death was a significant loss for the nation, which was still grappling with the consequences of war and the abolition of slavery. His assassination underscored the deep divisions within the country and the challenges of reunification and Reconstruction. Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War and his vision for a united nation were abruptly ended, leaving a lasting impact on American history. John F. Kennedy. President John F. Kennedy was assassinated on November 22, 1963, in Dallas, Texas, by Lee Harvey Oswald. Kennedy's assassination was significant due to its impact on American politics and society. The young, charismatic president's death led to widespread shock and mourning. The subsequent investigation and numerous conspiracy theories surrounding the assassination have kept it a topic of public interest. Kennedy's death marked a turning point in American history, affecting national policies and the public's trust in government. His assassination remains one of the most studied and controversial events in modern history, symbolizing the tumultuous 1960s. Archduke Franz Ferdinand. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria on June 28, 1914, by Gavrilo Princip in Sarajevo is often cited as the spark that ignited World War I. This assassination led to a series of political dominoes falling, causing the Great War. Ferdinand's death underscored the volatile political climate in Europe and the fragility of alliances. Princip, a member of the nationalist group the Black Hand, sought to end Austro-Hungarian rule over Bosnia. The subsequent war resulted in over 16 million deaths, fundamentally altering the course of history and reshaping national borders. Princip's actions were driven by a desire for Serbian nationalism, and the assassination set off a chain reaction of alliances and conflicts, leading to a war that involved many of the world's great powers. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below.